Guru Charahana Padma Kevala Bhakati Samma Bandamoye Sabadana Mate Bandamoye Sabadana Mate Yahara prasahare bai e baba toriyo da Yahara prasade bai e baba toriyo dai Krishna prapti hoyde Krishna prapti hoyde Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriyo Aga Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Kariyo Aga Chitete Kariyo Aga Arna Kariyo Mane Asa Arna Kariyo Mane Asa Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Utama Gati Charane Rati Utama Gati Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Utama Gati Charane Rati Ese Utama Gati E prasade pure sarva sa Yakudana Dilode, Dhamma Dhamma Prabhu Se, Kudana Dilode, Dhamma Dhamma Prabhu Se, Yakudana Dilode, Dhamma Dhamma Prabhu Se, Kudana Dilode, Dhamma Dhamma Prabhu Se, Divagandri De Prakashito, Divagandri De Prakashito, Divagandri De Prakashito, Prema Bhakti Ahite Abhidhamina Sayate, Prema Bhakti Ahite Abhidhamina Sayate, Bhakti Ahite Abhidhamina Sayate, Virgaya Haratarito, Haratarito, Virgaya Haratarito, Guru Karuna Tindo Adamatarara Bando, Guru Karuna Tindo Segara Karuna Tindo Adamatarara Bando, Guru Karuna Tindo Lokera Lokera Tivano, Lokera Tivano, Lokera Lokera Tivano, Lokera Tivano, Prabhu Guru Raya, De Amare Bada Doyo, Prabhu Guru Raya, De Amare Bada, Prabhu Guru Raya, De Amare Bada Doyo. Patita Pavondo, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnu Paraya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Vimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Vishnu Paraya Krishna Prasthaya Vimate Bhakti Vedanta Saraswati Deve Kauravani Prajarine Nirvishesha Sadyavadi Vasyatari Shatari De Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Jagana, Jaya Jagana. Jai Baladeva, Jai Subhadra, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jai Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jai Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtutara Satashi Shri Mata Bhai Charnarinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I have allergy. Thank you. No, I will not take it. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Thank you, Prabhupada. If I put it, I'll start sneezing for the whole class. I have some allergy from marigolds. So we're reading from Sri Caitanya Caritamrta Antya Lila, chapter 5. Ramananda Rai instructs Pradyumna Mishra. That already was told, and this is the last part of the chapter where we'll hear another story. Text 98. Ataeva, therefore, Prabhu Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Kichu, anything, Age, ahead, nahi shune, does not hear, a maryada, this etiquette, Prabhu, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Kariyache Niyame, has made a regulative principle. Ateva Prabhu Kichu Age Nahi Shune E Maryada Prabhu Kariyache Niyame Ateva Prabhu Kichu Age Nahi Shune E Maryada Prabhu Kariyache Niyame. Vaishnavis. Ateva Prabhu Kichu Age Nahi Shune Ateva Prabhu Kichu Age Nahi Shune E Maryada Prabhu Kariyache Niyame. Translation. Therefore Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would not hear anything before Swarup Damodar heard it first. The Lord made this etiquette a regulative principle. Swarupera Dhanya Acharya Kailani Vedana Eka Vipura Prabhunataka Karyachi Uttama. Bhagavan Acharya submitted to Swarup Damodar Goswami. A good Brahmana has prepared a drama about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that appears exceptionally well composed. Now, in the previous few verses, if you were here, you remember that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in Jagannath Puri, and there was a Brahmana who came from Bengal, a simple Brahmana devotee who was a friend of Bhagavan Acharya. He stayed in his house, and he brought with him a poetry, a drama written about Lord Chaitanya, and he wanted to present it to the Lord. So he read it to Bhagavan Acharya and other devotees, and they all appreciated, yes. They all said, very good, very good. But, as we hear now, nothing was brought to Lord Chaitanya before Swarup Damodar heard it. That was the rule. Maryada means like etiquette or culture. Mahaprabhu established this. And the reason for that, we learned the previous verses, that anything we should present to the Lord should be pleasing and according to the proper rasa or taste or mellow. And there shouldn't be mixing of different mellows, rasa, bhasa, which makes it unpleasing. And also it should be according to Siddhanta. It shouldn't be opposing to the Siddhanta or the conclusions of the scriptures. So Bhagavan Acharya insisted for a couple of days, it says, 2-3 days, dine means days, day after day. He was insisting to Swarup Damodar to hear that poem. So let's see what happens now. Bhagavan Acharya submitted to Swarup Damodar. A good Brahmana prepared a drama about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that appears exceptionally well composed. First you hear it, and if it is acceptable to your mind, I shall request Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to hear it. Swarupa kohe, tumi gopa para mogdara ye sa shastra shunyate icha upaje tomara. Swarup Damodar Goswami replied, Dear Bhagavan Acharya, you are a very liberal, coward boy. Sometimes the desire awakens within you to hear any kind of poetry. So Swarup Damodar is kind of already anticipating that something not really proper will come out of that. But he is joking with Bhagavan Acharya, telling him, well, you're like a coward boy. Coward boys are just very jolly all the time, and they are very light-hearted. You are paramodara, means very liberal. Anyone can come and say, no problem. You can hear any kind of poetry. Yadva tadva kavira vakya haya rasa bhasa siddhanta viruddha shunite nahaya ulasa. Yadva tadva means so-called. So-called. So in the writings of so-called poets, there is generally a possibility of overlapping transcendental mellows. When the mellows thus go against the conclusive understanding, or siddhanta viruddha, no one likes to hear such poetry. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Yadva Tadva Kavi refers to anyone who writes poetry without knowledge of how to do so. Writing poetry, especially poetry concerning the Vaishnava conclusions, is very difficult. If one writes poetry without proper knowledge, there is every possibility that the mellows will overlap. When this occurs, no learned or advanced Vaishnava will like to hear it. So it seems that this is very subtle, right? We heard that devotees appreciate it. It doesn't mean that they were not advanced or not learned, but it's just very subtle. It may seem, wow, this is great, it's quite proper, But actually there is something which is not really right. There is some conflict in the mellows, and then that will make it displeasing. So let's hear what happens then. Swarup Damodar continues. Rasa rasa bhasa yara nahi kavichara bhakti siddhanta sindhu nahi pae par. A so-called poet who has no knowledge of transcendental mellows and the overlapping of transcendental mellows cannot cross the ocean of the conclusions of devotional service. So, what is the ocean of devotional service called? Yes, the seminal work of Rupa Goswami is the Rasa Amrita Sindhu. Sindhu means ocean, and Amrita means nectar, and Rasa means the taste. So the tasteful mellows of the ocean of devotion. And Krishna, that's one of the first opening verses of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. How is Krishna defined? Actually, that's the first verse. Anyone remembers? Akila Rasamrita Sindhu. He is the ocean of that nectar, actually. He is the Krishna Swayam Bhagavan, the ultimate Swayam personal Godhead. He is the container of that ocean. So he enjoys all the varieties of different tastes in loving exchanges. Actually, rasa is the thing which is produced in the loving relationships. Sometimes we say devotees or the living entities have different rasas with Krishna. But that's not technically proper. Each living entity has a specific, or could have specific rati, that's the term, or a specific loving attachment, attraction to Krishna. And when that attraction matures and is developed and fructifies in the relationships, exchanges, loving exchanges, that produces rasa. That's the taste from the relationship. So, Krishna enjoys all the varieties of rasa, different mellows born from the exchanges of loving relationships. Then Swarup Damodar continues. A poet who does not know the grammatical regulative principles, who is unfamiliar with the metaphorical ornaments, especially those employed in drama, and who does not know how to present the pastimes of Lord Krishna, is condemned. Moreover, the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are especially difficult to understand. Vishesha Durgama E Chaitanya Vihara. So the pastimes, Vihara of Lord Chaitanya, are especially difficult. Why is that? Any guesses? Lord Chaitanya is the most merciful incarnation. He came to give freely the highest boon. That's the pure love of God. Why it's difficult to understand Him? Yes, bro. He is hidden incarnation. He doesn't say openly, or he doesn't manifest openly and all the time his supreme position. Yes. All right. So there are different reasons for his appearance, and if you mean that the internal is very difficult to understand, external he exhibits, yes, chant, everyone chant. That's his message. That's his external reason to save everyone by engaging them in congregational chanting and singing of the holy names. But the internal reasons are very difficult. Yes, this is one reason for sure, and it is clear that even devotees of Lord Chaitanya, they didn't really understand sometimes what he did, exhibiting these internal reasons and internal symptoms. For example, in the Ratha Yatra, he was singing one verse, a poetry. Okay, so one may say, who was the author of that poetry? Do you remember that incident? And do you know who was the author of the poetry and what he was singing? Who? So what was the verse saying? But anyway, it's a love poem, not related to Krishna. And so why Lord Chaitanya is singing during Ratha Yatra a love poetry? That would seemingly be inappropriate, right? What's this kind of poetry? It says in the Caitanya Caritamrta that only few devotees understood what he means. The others, he sings it, okay, but we don't know why. Swarup Damodar understood, and a few others, and one of them was Rupa Goswami. And what he did? He wrote a verse similar to this one, but relating directly to Radha and Krishna, and especially to the internal mood of Srimati Radharani in Kurukshetra, who is taking Krishna back to Vrindavan and saying, you are the same, I am the same, but the place is not the same. I want that we go back in that Vrindavana along Jamuna, and then we are there. We exchange our love there. And so that was similar verse about lovers and a bank of a river and like that. So Rupa Goswami wrote it, put it in his hut in the roof, and went to take bath. And Lord Chaitanya just at that moment arrived, and he looked and took the leaf and read it and showed it to Swarup Damodar. Said, just see, how is it possible that he knows my mind, my heart? How is it possible? And they both relished the verse and said, yes, it must be by your special mercy that you gave him. And that's that understanding. So without that proper understanding, that proper, you could say, revelation, mercy, you cannot understand the activities of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna. Therefore, Narottam Das Thakur sings that you cannot understand the pastimes of Radha and Krishna unless you study the works of the Goswamis. They will give the proper siddhanta, otherwise you will be confused. Krishna Lila, Gaura Lila, Sekare Varna, Gaura Pada Padmayan Rahaya Pranadhana. So here is the qualification for someone who can understand. One who has accepted the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as his life and soul can describe the pastimes of Lord Krishna or the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Pranadhana. If you take the lotus feet of the Lord as your life and soul, then you can understand. Gramya Kavira Shunya Haya Dukha Vigadha Atmiya Vakya Shunite Haya Sukha. Hearing the poetry of a person who has no transcendental knowledge, Shri Radha Gopinath Ki Jai, and who writes about the relationships between man and woman, simply causes unhappiness, whereas hearing the words of a devotee fully absorbed in ecstatic love causes great happiness. Chaitanya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can be glorified and can be understood by real devotees, by pure devotees, and that whatever they speak, whatever they write, especially their poetry, is very pleasing. It brings transcendental happiness. The other, Gramya Kavi, means mundane poets. That brings dukkha. That seems quite an extreme statement, right? People like to hear mundane poetry and love poetry. They like to hear and see movies and dramas and so many things based on mundane love. But he said, yeah, this is Gramya Kavira, Prabhupada translates it, concerning mundane relationships between man and woman. Why is this bringing dukkha? It seems people, that's one of the most enjoyable things. If we see the history of the civilization, things which are most cherished and valued in the literature and poetry, drama, etc., it's all around love. It seems people delight in these topics. Why it says here it's bringing dukkha? Any guesses? Okay. Yeah, okay, very nice. Yes, hearing mundane topics is like trying to feed trying to actually, make the bird happy in the cage without actually caring. So we think our soul will become happy. It's just the mind. The mind is temporarily satisfied by these topics. Why? Why are we attracted to this love? And we look for it, not just hearing about it. We want to experience it also, because that's the nature of the soul. That's the reality. But here, the mundane, the gramya, is the reflected reality. It's concerned with the shells, with the bodies, with something temporary. So ultimately it brings misery, because it distracts our attention to the external. Okay, so Prabhupada explains, Gramya Kavi refers to a poet or writer such as the authors of novels and other fiction, who write only about the relationships between men and women. Vidagda Atmiya Vakya, however, refers to words written by a devotee who fully understands pure devotional service. Such devotees who follow the parampara systems are sometimes described as Sajatiyashaya Snigdha, or pleasing to the same class of people. Only the poetry and other writings of such devotees are accepted with great happiness by devotees. Om Jnana-timirandasya Gnanjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitamina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So snigdha here refers to something very pleasing and soft and nice and fulfilling. This word is used by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita when he refers to foods also in the sattva guna, snigdha. So pleasing for whom? Sajja Tyashaya means for like-minded people. So devotional poetry is appreciated and is very pleasing only for devotees. And devotees, they can detect if there is something, there is some taint in the poetry which is not proper. So that's what happens in this story. It's a very wonderful story in a sense that it shows by example what a few things, what we should do, what our mood should be, how we should approach the Lord, how we should offer things to the Lord, not just poetry but anything else. It's a very, very instructive story, and Srila Prabhupada many times quotes not the whole story but just the end of it, which is we'll hear it gradually, but what happens is that Swarup Damodar eventually agrees. The poet comes, he starts reading the opening verse, not the actual drama. He just reads the opening verse, and everybody's, yes, very nice. Swarup Damodar is silent and says, can you explain what do you mean by that? And in that verse, he's comparing Lord Jagannath as immovable body and the Lord Chaitanya as the spark within it, or something like that. And then he asked him, can you explain? And he says, yes, the Chaitanya is the soul of the body of Jagannath, who is like immovable. And then he came to bring the light, something like that. And then Swarup Damodar becomes very angry, to the surprise of everyone, and asks that, how can you, or tells him, reproaches him, how can you write such a thing? He says actually, you fool, are murkha? You fool, how can you write such a thing? And he was shocked. And what is the problem? Well, he compares the Lord, Jagannath, and his body as inert. And he says the Lord has completely transcendental, blissful body, and he's not different. There's no difference between the body and the soul of the Lord. It's all full, complete Satchitananda form. And Lord Chaitanya, he is not just the soul or the spark or he is the Swayam Bhagavan. He's identical of Lord Jagannath. So he explains properly, and then everybody, oh yes, that's correct. Yes. This was not proper. And the poet, that's the instructive part also, he feels ashamed and he feels like a Hamsa Madhya Baka. Means like he felt like duck among swans. So, oops. But then, because Prabhupada says, he translates Shraddha, he had Shraddha, Prabhupada says, means faith and love and humility. He took it. He took the instructions of Swarup Damodar, and he was sorry. And Swarup Damodar, who was described as very kind-hearted, told him, if you want to write poetry for the Lord, you have to learn, you have to study, you have to associate with the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. So that's what Prabhupada quotes many times. He says, if you want to understand Bhagavatam, you go and learn Bhagavatam with Bhagavat, devotee of the Lord. So that's very essential. We cannot come up with our own conclusion, write devotional literature, or just do anything in the service of Krishna without that being sanctioned or being taught by great devotees. This is the basic of Bhakti Yoga, of our Sampradaya. We do service, we worship Krishna, we glorify Krishna in a very specific way, which is in a very specific mood, which is given by the acharyas. That doesn't mean we're just blind followers and there is no scope for creativity and self-expression, etc. For example, when the pujaris are dressing Radha Gopinath, we can see there are varieties of, they look every day different, and they look wonderful. And the pujaris have the freedom to dress them in different ways, but the principles are not changed. The principles for dressing and worshipping in a certain way, they are there, and we have to follow them strictly. And so, certainly the mood is very specific, and that is given by the acharyas. And where do we find about that? Where can we learn about the mood of the acharyas? Besides the form of how we should perform it. Because here, this was a philosophical misunderstanding, and that can be corrected with proper Siddhanta knowledge by hearing. So, also the mood. We can offer and worship the Lord with not exactly correct or proper mood, and that may not be very pleasing. So how and where and when we can learn that mood? By association. And what's the essence of association? essence of association. Practically, what does it mean? Yes, yes, and in a sense, when we want to catch the mood of someone more advanced, service, yes, hearing, yeah, hearing is the basis of association. Our desires, longings, and in general, the worldview is formed by hearing. So when we hear pure devotees, our hearts become shaped, right? According to their mood. And that's what Caitanya Caritamrta is. And a few verses back, 10 verses, the author says, Caitanya Caritamrta nitya karapana yaha hoite premananda bhakti tattva jnana. O devotees, please relish nitya all the time or daily. Please relish daily this Caitanya Caritamrta because it will give you bhakti tattva jnana. It will give you the proper understanding of bhakti tattva. And also it will give you premananda, this pure bliss, happiness. So therefore we have to hear Caitanya Caritamrta daily, just like we have to hear daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Nashta Preshva Bhadrasho Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So that the bhakti is established firmly in the heart. And also we have to hear our acharyas, how they speak, especially when they pray and address the Lord, because that's their innermost feeling. Just a few verses, actually that's the next verse, he says, the standard for writing dramas has been set by Rupa Goswami. So it's also described in Caitanya Caritamrta how Lord Chaitanya and Swarup Damodar and others, they saw the beginning verses. That's the time when Rupa Goswami started writing these two dramas, Vidagdha Madhava and Lalita Madhava. And they were appreciating them so much. And therefore he says he has set up the proper standard for drama. So Rupa Goswami's poetry and drama, when we hear, especially his verses when he prays to Lord Chaitanya or Radha and Krishna, are so full of this special mood of the pure, unalloyed devotion which we want to imbibe. So we have to hear Rupa Goswami's poetry, which, for example, there's a huge collection of it in Stavamala and other works. And similarly, more recent acharyas like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Narottam Das Thakur, they have written songbooks, collections of songs where they express their feelings towards Krishna, and this is the standard. We have to hear them regularly, so that our mood is shaped in this way, and then our service, whatever we do, we'll do it in that mood. And essentially that mood is of full surrender, taking full shelter as a fallen servant who wants to be reinstated. And that brings humility, dainya, and self-surrender. The whole process is described there in these songs. So when we hear them, then whatever we do, our basic activities in sadhana bhakti, like chanting and all the rest, we'll do it in the proper mood, and then we'll be focused. We do it with heart, it won't be mechanical, and this will attract Krishna's attention, and he will give his mercy, and then we'll become purified, and gradually by this process of purification and attracting more mercy, Krishna will be more and more pleased, and then he will reveal himself with his associates. So I'll stop here. Thank you so much for your attention. Any remarks, questions, reflections? Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah. Yeah, that's why that verse, when Bhagavatacharya asks him, please listen, and then, well, you're like a coward boy. He kind of indicated, you're so innocent, you just can hear anything. It may be that they detected, but they're just, he's glorifying, Lord Chaitanya and Jagannath, Let's appreciate his sincerity or something. But on the other side, we should also take a note. Also, this is one of the instructions that we shouldn't take it for granted. That if there's some appreciation especially by peer devotees, that's good. That means it's according to the proper mood and proper siddhanta. We should be careful. You have to be aligned with acharyas and especially with senior advanced devotees who can confirm. Otherwise, there is a danger. We have a group, and then it's a closed group. Even in organizational psychology, there is a term group thing. People come together and then they share their understanding, and they think that's the reality, that's proper, that's the right. We are right, but they are completely wrong. So it can happen with devotees also. They come to some conclusion, and because they are a group, yes, we're together, and we're Brahman initiated. When Brahmanas come together, they must have the proper conclusion. So that could be a mistake. So we have to be open and always, humble, especially looking for confirmation and blessings by very senior devotees. Yes, in one sense, Mahabhagavata devotees, they appreciate all the living entities as devotees and potential devotees, and just right, There is, everything is going according to Krishna's plan, and they are completely happy. They have this transcendental vision, completely transcendental, but that doesn't interfere in their, like Swarup Damodar, he has the service to discriminate and present to the Lord only that which is proper. So it doesn't mean he doesn't see that poet as a devotee, but he cannot allow improper offerings. So that's not a problem for a Mahabhagavata to correct. Even in the spiritual world, there is the ways things are arranged for the pastimes of Krishna. They are offered in a certain ways. When we say spontaneous, it doesn't mean whatever comes in your mind and then you just throw it. It is offered in a specific way, in the right time, in the right mood, everything, and usually it is offered through the devotees, to the close associates. So that is there, this discrimination. It's not conflicting with the vision that everybody is devotee, right? Everybody is devotee, but not everybody can offer Krishna, especially like that for his pleasure, personal offerings, like that, in a personal service. Otherwise, anyone is encouraged to make an offering. anything which is directed with sincere desire to please the Lord, He appreciates. But doesn't mean we have to make up our own way when we understand, when we know. For example, somebody hears, gets the book, reads, Krishna says, you offer me with love, flower, water, leaf, etc. I will accept. And then you read, Prabhupada explains, we should offer our food. And that's what you all know. So you prepare your food and you put it in your plate, and first you offer it to Krishna, then you eat. And then do you think Krishna will appreciate it? Although you offer it from your plate, He will, because you offer it with sincerity. But it doesn't mean, when you understand how to do it, that there should be proper standard of cleanliness and you should offer it in a certain way. You again continue, well, you take your plates and put it on the altar. It doesn't matter, Krishna appreciates my bhakti. No, you do it in the proper way, because that's the way we show our actual love. Anything else? Yes? Yes? You try to read anything you have taste for. You read Bhaktivinoda Thakur's songs, Sharanagati. That can relate very much to each of us, because we are all in that condition. He describes his life and how he surrenders everything. This is very much close to us. We may not relate to some descriptions where Goswamis describe their internal, and eternal identity and how they will serve Radha and Krishna. That may be, you cannot relate, but we can relate in their mood of being fallen servants who try to approach the Lord. This we should be able to appreciate. So try Sharanagati, Prema Bhakti Chandrika by Narottam Das Thakur, but especially Sharanagati by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Try the poems of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, also very much close to our Dushtamana. He addresses his mind like that. It's all poetry, We can all, I think, appreciate that statement that, oh, you think you are a devotee, you don't know anything. You mind, rascal mind, dushtamana. You are attracted by something which is lower than a pig's stool. That's the desire for fame. Pratishta sukharera vishta. Like that. So we can, this is where we are. This is our position. That's why acharyas, they express it so nicely, and then we can relate to that. But especially Sharanagati is wonderful. And for Rupa Goswami, there are certain, like there are ashtakas about Lord Chaitanya. They are just wonderful, glorification of Lord Chaitanya, ashtakas about Krishna. There is a Karpanya Panjakan, long poem also in Dainya. So if you look for, because there are different sections of expressions, so the Dainya is especially for us, the Dainya part, which means humble submission. All of the acharyas, they have this. So in Bhaktivinoda, of course, Sharanagati, that's this first part. There is a lot. There is first section in Prema Bhakti Chandrika is Dainya, and this by Rupa Goswami, Karpanya Panjaka, and also I forgot the name, Utkalika Vihari, something, a wine of submission offerings. So like that, this is all in the mood of Dainya. That's, we can hear this. And if we don't appreciate even that, then we have to pray to them. Please, I mean, Prabhupada's poems also, it's also in that mood. when he goes, I don't know, you brought me here, but you must have some purpose. I don't know how I'll do it. I'm unqualified, but please use me as a puppet. This is expression of your inability to do anything. So please, that's taking shelter, that's Danya. We read Prabhupada, and then we pray to them, to Prabhupada, to previous acharyas, please, reveal yourself and, give us a taste. We pray to them. They're persons, and they're present here. They're not just gone. They're available. Yes, bro.
It's nice that although some people is maybe not perfect or wrong, because you know you get in contact with very nice devotees, actually it's very much rewarded for us together. Almost maybe not what you expect, because you get actually very high level of association.
Yes. Yeah, that's like innocent ignorance, but he got he went in the proper association, proper place, and he got the mercy because he was sincere. But it's all about service. Yeah, that's the service. If you are in that mood, you're ready to serve, then you are, and then you're in the proper association. Even if you make mistakes, that's the great instruction here. Even if you make improper thing, make offense, that's what he says. You are paradi, you made an offense to both Chaitanya and Jagannath. But then that's not the end of it. Everyone, we all make offenses, but in the proper association. Even if it's a grave offense, like there is the Damodar Pandit, he offended Srivas and Lord Chaitanya, but he was just sitting, and he was a great scholar of Bhagavatam, and he was giving classes regularly. And Srivas heard he was walking and sat down to hear, and then he heard some verses and went into ecstasy because Bhagavatam, all the verses are ecstatic, and then he was just shaking and crying, and the people, he's disturbing the reading, let's throw him out. So they took him and took him off, and then this Devananda Pandit, he didn't do anything. So years after, Nimai is walking on the street of Navadvip, and he sees him, and then he starts severely chastising, you rascal, you offender, how could you do that? Do you remember Shiva's entered? He's a pure devotee, you didn't do anything. And he was just silent. He took it. He was very, sorry. It was really painful for him. But he accepted, yes, I did mistake. And somehow or other, after that, he started serving a devotee of Lord Chaitanya. He was just attracted. And just by that, by serving Vakreshwar Pandit, he got the full mercy of Mahaprabhu. So even he was offender, he got it. Thank you so much. Shri Caitanya Caritamrta ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Mercy on Primrose.
young